Hey everyone, I'm Shane Reinhard, owner of Reinhard's Four Seasons, and I'm here to show you how I took my business from a push mower to what it is today. Hey everyone, I'm Shane Reinhard. Welcome to our first YouTube video. If you aren't already, give us a follow on Facebook and Instagram. We are pretty active on there. You can see a lot of what we do from the day-to-day aspect of things. What I would like to start this first video out with is just introducing myself and talk a little bit about where this journey started, where it's currently at, and where we intend to go with it. So to get started, at actually my senior year of high school, I had taken my dad's truck. He just had a plow on it for doing our driveway at the time. He ended up not even being able to drive for a while, and it was a time where I was between some sports, and I thought, hey, you know what better opportunity to just go knock on some doors and see if people would want me to take care of their snow for them. So that's what I did. Went and knocked on some doors, family, friends, whatnot. For me, it was more about, I just enjoyed doing the plowing, not so much thinking about like the money aspect of things. Granted, that came with it. I was that, $10 an hour kind of guy when I got started. And when that happened, I did that for a winter, enjoyed it because I always enjoyed doing stuff like that. And once I had graduated, I had worked at other places. I worked at a countertop manufacturing shop. I worked at an insurance company, and they were inside jobs. And that just, for me, I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. So actually, one day when I was working at the countertop place, I looked outside, and of course it was a sunny, beautiful day. Saw the guy cutting the lawn, and I thought, wow, he looks like he's really enjoying himself. Little did I know that sunny and beautiful was not every day of the week. And of course, you only see the good things. You don't think about the rainy, muddy, cold, windy days. However, at that point, I decided, you know what? I'm going to do the same that I did with the snow plowing. I'm going to go knock on some doors. I can cut some lawns for some people on the weekends or at night when I'm done with work and see what happens. So that's what I did. I went to a rummage sale. I got a push mower and a leaf blower. I took my mom's trimmer, and then I had a little Ford Ranger at the time. And one of my first customers was the lady that I bought the lawnmower from at her rummage sale. Got a few small accounts like that, stayed busy. One thing came to another, I need a bigger lawnmower. So then I just went to a garden tractor style lawnmower, steering wheel. I think it was like a 50-inch deck or something like that. It was actually an Aaron's GT20 for those of you Aaron's enthusiasts. And I had that for maybe half of the season, and then I realized, like, no, I want to try this. Like, I'm gonna give it a good fair shake. So I ended up taking everything I had and got my first Gravely lawnmower. It was a Gravely Pro Turn 52, and told the boss that I had at that time, hey, I'm gonna be starting this. And I didn't really know what to expect from him. It worked out. Very, very great guy. He ended up actually hiring me to cut his house lawn. So that was great. And then he allowed me to continue to work for him until, either I decided, hey, the lawn thing isn't for me, or hey, it is for me, and now I'm burning the candles at both ends and I just can't do both. Well, that's what happened. Is it got to the point where I got more and more jobs, and I realized I am just going to go full time with this and leave everything else in the dust, which for me, I didn't think this way at the time, but looking back, like, it was the right time to take a chance. I lived at home with my parents. I had no truck payment. I had the insurance and the gas costs of everything. No matter what happened, I was gonna have a spot to sleep and I was gonna have food to eat at night. So really, like, again, at the time, that wasn't my mindset, having those securities, but looking back, it's like, yeah, that made sense. So, fast forward from then, just starting off to now, I currently have 3 full-time guys other than myself. We do have a couple summer help, college, high school guys, And there could be, 8 or 9 of us running around, for a couple months in the middle of the year. We have a lawn cutting crew, we have a fertilizing technician, and we have a landscape crew. And when we have all of our guys here, we'll be running 2 landscape crews. That's what we can facilitate as far as our equipment, our overhead, all that kind of stuff. And quite honestly, for my sanity, that's about to the extent that I want to be. So at this point for us, it's not necessarily about trying to get bigger. It's about trying to get more efficient and do a better job. And when you focus on those 2 things, I have come to find that the growth comes with that. So we've been very fortunate. We've had a great community support over the years, and it's just been a really fun journey. So that's how I got started. So currently, again, we've got, anywhere from 4 to, let's just say, 9 of us throughout the season. We are in Wisconsin. We're running basically from the middle of April to about Thanksgiving. That's our season. We do spring thatching, lawn cutting, leaf cleanups. We do fertilizing. We do retaining walls, lawn installations, new plants, you name it. I shouldn't say you name it. We do a lot of stuff, but there are certain things we don't do because we don't want to be those guys that do everything at an okay type level. We want to do specific things really, really well. So we don't do irrigation. We don't do curbing. We don't do, we're not arborists, and we let people know we're not arborists. But the things we do, we try to do those to the best of the industry standards as possible. So we've talked about where we started and what we're doing now. Looking on where we want to go, at this point, it's about getting those 8 or 9 employees, season-long employees, versus having, a lot of guys for only 2 months out of the year, because we do have that equipment to facilitate, that 8 or 9 guy crew throughout the entire season. Well, when those guys leave us or don't start as early as us, some of that stuff's just sitting around, and it'd be nice that, and by stuff I mean equipment, some of that equipment is sitting around, and obviously would be better for our company if that was out making us money. And so that's where I'm focusing our attention, is just finding those types of people. And something that we've made apparent is that we're not just looking for anyone. We're looking for people to invest in, people that are going to be around for a while. And I know that everybody wants that, but so do we. And that's the kind of folks that we're looking to acquire. And that comes with paying good, and more importantly, I think, is creating just a good team atmosphere. A lot of the guys that are in here right now get along so well, and we don't want to throw a screw into that situation because that could really jeopardize what we currently have. So it might take a little bit of time, but in the long run, I am hopeful that it is the right decision. And then our most recent venture, so to speak, is really taking to the social media side of things, hence why we're doing this now. We figured there's a lot of folks out there that do this type of thing, but what I found is that it's not necessarily always relatable. Either you've got a guy that's a CEO of a $20 million landscaping company talking about one thing, and you've got the guy that has a one-man band and he only works 2 or 3 days a week. It's really hard to connect the same ideas as one another there, in my opinion. And nothing against the guy up here, like hats off, like he created a monster empire, and that is awesome. But I guess looking at it from our point of view is we're kind of in that in-between stage of, being one of the big guys and being the little guy. And I think we are at a unique opportunity that we can take time to explain, what it takes to get here, and then we can show people the journey from here on forward of what it will take us to get to the next level. And as I said before, we're not looking to be the biggest or the most accounts in the area. We're probably not even close to that. There's companies locally that are far bigger than us, but there's a lot that are not as big as us. But again, what's important to us is that we can do a good, fair and honest service for a fair and honest price. And that is kind of our little tagline that we follow and we let people know. So that is what is ahead in the future. So thanks for following along. We have another video coming out right after this that we're going to get started in talking about our lawn mowing setup, the trailer, the truck, the machines that we use and why it works for us. Again, if you would hit the subscribe button, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, we'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll try to keep the content coming that's relatable, usable, and just straight up awesome. Thanks everyone.